Welcome to Coney in the Cinema, especially you Western fans. I haven't talked about a Western in a while, and I've been really itching for one. Now, I really like these Budd Boetticher Renowned Westerns. This is a pack that the Criterion Collection, the boutique Blu-ray label, put out. And it has the Tall T, Decision at Sundown, some others. I think I've watched most of these. This is a really cool pack of Westerns you should check out. Some people who have watched my channel like Westerns, some people like Criterion Collection stuff. So, if you like either of those, and you like this director, Budd Boetticher, he made these kind of really well-made budget sort of Westerns that had a great psychological depth and really explored characters and just the deep inner workings of the human soul. If you like his stuff, I actually bought, and I've had shown this in one of my thrift pickup movie haul videos, I actually bought this thing called Western Horizons. Now, this was the Universal Westerns of the 50s, and I watched my first of these, and it was called Horizons West. And this pack has Horizons West and a few others. Horizons West, and I really enjoyed it. A Technicolor 1952 Universal Studio film. It stars one of my real favorite older actors. His name is Robert Ryan, and I have talked on my channel before about Day of the Outlaw. This is one of my favorite, snowy westerns that he was in with Burl Ives. Terrific actor. He's in The Setup and lots of other things. Just a real good tough guy actor. And I think he communicated a lot with his facial expressions in this particular film. And in Horizons West, he's come back from the war, Civil War in Texas. And he's with, some of his brothers. One of them is played by Rock Hudson, and in an early role there. You also have Raymond Burr in there as well, and he's trying to make some money, and he makes it apparent early on. He has a kind of Scarface look in his eye. You can see some early greed. He actually looks a lot like Paul Muni does in Scarface. For those of you that love your old movies, you might recognize that name. He really did have that look. Kind of wild-eyed, Now, his dad seems like a really good guy. And his dad, I love this actor. So his dad's trying to keep him grounded, trying to keep him interested in basic living, like ranching life after the war. His dad is played by John McIntyre, who is one of my favorite Western actors. And he, just a film to throw out there to you, the Far Country, the Anthony Mann Western, he was I haven't seen this one in a while, but he was a corrupt judge in that town. And I don't remember everything about that film, but I do remember how creepy and scary and kind of, overwhelming it was to just sort of try to deal with his quiet calmness in that film. And he's great in this too. He really is the best supporting actor, I think, in the film. Also, this film is really cool because his mom, so the mom of these guys, when they're coming back to town and they're getting reacquainted with everybody and they're trying to, receive everyone with open arms and all of that sort of thing, similar to The Searchers when Ethan comes back. His mom was, forgive me for the pronunciation because I know I'm going to get it wrong, but his mom was Frances Bavier, or Bavier. I don't know exactly how to say her name, but if that name sounds familiar to you, that was Aunt Bee from Andy Griffith, and she's great in it too. There's a good little pairing. John McIntyre, this old actor who's been in westerns, and Psycho, I believe. I just don't remember the part of the movie he was in. And then Frances, who played Aunt Bee, and I know she had different feelings about that character. But it's cool seeing her in there, as this guiding light to her sons after they come home from war. And also, another cool Hollywood piece of this cast that I liked was Julia Adams. Now, I have this, for those of you that love your old monster movies, I have this giant monster movie collection. And one of my favorite films out of it is called, let me see if I can find it. It's getting Halloween time. And I just want to watch one of these again. There it is on page 34. Julia Adams was in Creature from the Black Lagoon. which I believe I have. Yeah, look at this. Big pictures of that. Really pretty. I was thinking about going by Silver Springs State Park in Florida because it was filmed there. Isn't that cool? Julia Adams. She's like a love interest that comes along. At the time, she's sort of married to this corrupt businessman who Rob Ryan plays cards with, and he gets in a debt with. Real good card game. Real good fist fights in this one. He kind of meets this, you know Rob Ryan, right? If you ever seen him in a movie, he's always fighting somebody. Like The Setup, great film. And he finds this group of renegades, gets in a fight there. Real fun, real energetic film. The violence is both fun and insightful. Sometimes I know whenever I watch westerns and I see fights and so forth, they feel kind of hokey in terms of what's at stake. But in this film, none of it is. I mean, it's very authentic, very real. And when I was watching it, the print I had on this DVD needed some work. I want to see this in a Blu-ray because there was lots of like green tinting and stuff around all the characters, and there was some sync with the audio, some problems like that. But I really liked what they did with this character who goes about building his own little empire throughout the film after he's come home from war, sometimes to his own disadvantage. And it becomes this sort of Shakespearean kind of play. Almost shades of Macbeth or something. I love whenever my westerns do that. You know, My Darling Clementine, it literally has Shakespeare in it. And where we kind of go ultimately with the love story and how Julia Adams, her character, has an influence on Rob Ryan. I mean, it's a very good casting. If you've seen Creature from the Black Lagoon, you'll know that the creature is just so terrifying, and she's so innocent, and it just seems here like at times Rob Ryan can be a monster, and other men in the film. And what happens is it's only about 81 minutes, and I think if it could have been longer and more developed, it could have been a really great, truly great Western. But as it is, I enjoyed it, and I wanted to throw it out there to you if you like Westerns and hadn't heard of it. Horizons West and the renowned Westerns, like I said, Budd Boetticher. If you're already liking these films, which I do, then you might like this one. I think my favorite right now might have been Ride Lonesome, or was it The Tall T? I don't know. These are so good. And I'm so glad that we have a good set of these. But then I was thinking to myself, what order do I want to go through to get to all of these? So this is Horizons West from the Western Horizons TCM pack. Saskatchewan, Dawn at Socorro, Backlash, and Pillars of the Sky are in here. And I do want to see Dawn at Socorro because it is one of the takes on the gunfight at the OK Corral. And it looks like a fun film. It has Piper Laurie in it. So I got this for a few bucks at my thrift shop. And I really enjoyed my first film from it, Horizons West. Not a perfect film, a little bit underdeveloped. Sometimes it sort of rushes the plot in certain ways that aren't always as logical as they could be, and the script needed some work, but I do enjoy it, and I always enjoy what Budd Boetticher did with his Westerns, even if, like I said, they could have sometimes used some polish. I think he was a very talented director, and I love Rob Ryan and this cast, and I think if you enjoy old Hollywood actors, this is going to be a film you're going to like, and if you enjoy Westerns, I think you're going to like it. So I wanted to throw it out there and talk about it a little bit to those of you who like classic Westerns, okay? If you found this video to be at all helpful and want to give me a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. Tell me your thoughts on the Western or another Western from Budd Boetticher, from Rob Ryan. Randolph Scott's the main actor, right, usually in these Budd Boettichers, but he's not in this one. He's not in the one I just reviewed, but any of those you like, and subscribe if you haven't to Cody in the Cinema.